Hey, it's Colin Thomas. Welcome to another week of Averitt Truckload with me. I'll show you what kind of runs I do Monday to Friday, approximately, and how much money I make from those loads, and what my week is like in general. I started out today in Knoxville, as I always do, because that's my home base. And this here is Clinton, Tennessee. This is 29 miles up the road from Knoxville. This is my first delivery of the week. It's only 29 miles, so that means it gets paid a $50 minimum as a local load, qualifies for that. From here, I'm going to go to Sylva, North Carolina, which is I-40 East, and then sort of in the woods behind the Smoky Mountains, where I've never been in a truck, so that'll be interesting. I have to pick up there tonight by 8 p.m. and then from there I have to go to Dalton, Georgia, which is behind on the backside. For me, it's the backside of the Smoky Mountains, and I have to deliver at 5:30 tomorrow, Tuesday, in the morning. Today's Monday, in case I hadn't already mentioned that, and I started today a little bit late at 1 p.m. because that was my dispatch time, and I had a little bit of a breakdown at the beginning because last week I came in with a coolant leak issue, so I wrote that down and told the shop about it, and they needed to order a part. So when I arrived, I didn't realize that the truck wasn't ready, so I had to send a breakdown message and sit there for 2 hours while they changed the part out, and then actually wasn't that bad, but yeah, then got on the road, and now I'm here starting out my week. So this is a really nice town, Sylva, North Carolina. I think there's a lot of nice touristy towns around here. This one's got like wood-fired pizza and breweries and a nice, main street and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm getting loaded right now, and then I looked at the map and I looked for some truck routes through the behind area of the Smoky Mountains, and I found a couple. My truck GPS is telling me to go all the way back to Knoxville on 40 and then 75 down to Chattanooga, which I definitely don't want to do. That's 247 miles, and if I avoid that, it's like 150. So I'd rather take a nice route that's not on the interstate, as long as it's a truck route, and sort of enjoy the scenery, because I've never been back here before. So that is my plan. It's just after 10 o'clock. This is more in the middle of nowhere, than I can remember being. Definitely more in the middle of nowhere than I get very often. But I'm glad I came this way. It's a really nice rest stop. There's a creek behind me. I'll take a picture in the morning when it's lighter. You can see this bus over here, Space Force One. Not sure what that's all about, but anyways, you can see a couple Averitt trucks, and that's it. No other trucks. Plenty more parking for just after 10 o'clock at night. There's a huddle house nearby, like 0.1 miles from here. And then I'll take a couple pictures of the rest stop in the morning too, because it looks clean and nice and all that kind of stuff. So I'm glad I took this route. This is a nice route. So I'm stopping for a coffee real quick, and I also took a little 20-minute nap. From here, it's about 1 o'clock. I have a pickup at 2:30 in Chatsworth. That's about 17 miles away. It's going to be 12 paid miles. And then from there, it's about 460 miles to Lewisburg, North Carolina, which is around Chapel Hill, Durham area. 460, so that'll be like, 472 miles or so. For that, it delivers at 10 o'clock tomorrow, Wednesday morning. And it goes right over the same road that I just came here on. So it seems like that happens a lot. You end up going up one road and right back the way you came, which is okay with me because I liked the road. It'll give me a chance to see it during the day a bit more than I saw last night. This is where I'll be sleeping tonight. This is 180 miles from my destination. This is Hickory, North Carolina, Averitt Service Center. So this is my next pickup. This is from Lewisburg, same town as I just dropped off in, and I'm going from here to Bowling Green, Kentucky. I've done this run before. I've definitely been to this shipper before and taken it to Bowling Green, but I'll see at the other end if it's actually going to the same receiver. In any case, this is 0 paid miles for an empty move. It took me 2 miles to get here, and then it's going to be 568 paid miles to get to Bowling Green, and I think actually it's about 580 miles. There's a route that I can go through Tri-Cities like Kingston and Johnson City, Tennessee, or through Asheville, North Carolina. Not sure which one I'm going to take yet. I'm sort of leaning towards the northern route through Tri-Cities, Tennessee, but it'll depend a little bit on what the truck GPS thinks is best. I might defer to the truck on this route. So, I'm at the receiver here in Bowling Green, and from here I'm going back to Tennessee to Mount Juliet, which is east of Nashville. That's going to be about 66 paid miles, and then I'm going to pick up my load. That gets me home. So I should get home tonight, which is Thursday, at about midnight or so, which means I will have worked like a 4-day week or a 3.5-day week, depending on how you look at it. So definitely a short week. It's going to end up being about 1,700 miles, which is also a low mileage week, definitely lower than average. Work out probably to about $800, which is lower than my 1,091 average, which I've talked about elsewhere lots of times. So that load that I'm picking up is going to be the same load I take out on Monday when I get started, unless they take it off me, which also happens sometimes. But I hope it stays on me because it goes up to Maryland, and it's a nice run. I guess I'll tell you more about that later, assuming I do another video for next week, which I plan to at this point, but we'll see, maybe not. So the week started in Knoxville, going to Clinton, Tennessee. That paid as a local load. It was 18 miles, but it paid as $50. From Clinton, went to Silva for the empty move, and then on to Dalton, Georgia. That was 131 empty plus 157 equals 288, but Averitt pays 400 because I picked it up and delivered it. Dalton to Chatsworth, Georgia was next for the empty move, then Lewisburg, North Carolina. That was 12 plus 460 equals 472. Then from Lewisburg to Bowling Green was 0 for empty move plus 568 is 568. Then Bowling Green to Mount Juliet to Knoxville, Tennessee was 66 plus 163 equals 229. And then I thought I was done. That was last night. I got here and then woke up in the morning. I went ahead and slept in my truck last night, but woke up in the morning and suddenly I had this, Knoxville to Morristown back to Knoxville. That's going to be 41 plus 41 equals 82. So that's very poor miles and not exactly how I wanted to spend my Friday. But in any case, that's what I'm doing, so let's just go do it. So I looked up that 41 miles plus 41 miles. I wanted to make sure that it's not paid as a local load. I feel I wouldn't do it if I was out here just on my own. I wouldn't even bother, but because I feel more of a responsibility to you who are listening to me, and then also to Averitt, because you know, shouldn't misrepresent what they're going to pay. Also, in any case, I am finding out good news because I feel more responsibility to other people besides myself. And the good news that I didn't have any idea about before is that this kind of a load, where I pick up, let's say on a Friday, then go home, sit home for 2 days, and finish the load on Monday, it does pay as a 400 mile minimum because I, just like during the week, I pick it up and I deliver it. So, but what happens is that 82 miles go on my current week check. And then next week, when I do that 198 miles, unless they take it off of me, which can happen, but they said they don't see any reason why they'll take this one off of me. But in any case, it can happen. So that 198 miles will add up to like 82 plus 198 is 280. So then there'll be like 120 that gets added to my check next week, as long as I finish this load. So we'll see. In any case, yeah, it's the end of the week. It's Friday, and I'm looking forward to getting home. And tonight my son has a piano recital, so I'm hoping to get there on time for that. And right now it seems like there's no reason I shouldn't.